We saw the Daniel Bergström yesterday facing off against the Thousand Suns. So we'll have a nice Deathwatch versus Imperial Knights once more. The scenarios we're gonna play this time is one of my old favorites. It's Data Scry Salvage. For anyone who doesn't know what it means, it's a Control 2, Control 3 mission where you need to push into the center and then you can do an action. And then you score victory points for each objective you control. Quite simple. You need to be quite aggressive and really get the board. Will be interesting. We have seen both of them play. We have seen Klangeby's kind of defensive Deathwatch style, where he waits for opponent to go out on the objectives and he counter punches. But Daniel has gotten some coaching from Sami and some other people, and he knows what he needs to do to take home this game. So I expect to see a very, very aggressive turn one from both players. Not from both players, from the Knight player with a extremely heavy counterplay from Klangeby. We can go over to the board. We changed a little bit on it, since we have, as you saw earlier, a triangle deployment in the corner, one objective in each deployment zone, and then the 4 objectives spread along the center line. Klangeby have some good positions to hide his units. Only one really big ruin, but he also has the containers in the front and one more ruin hidden by the CP and victory point counter there. They had a little bit. They have gone through their list a little bit. Daniel Bergström hasn't faced off against Deathwatch that much, so we wanted a quick rundown of what the list can do. He was a bit disheartened when he heard how many rerolls he can get. He can pop the relic that gives him rerolls and rerolling wounds, auto wounding on hits, and so on. So yeah, I'm expecting to see a quite aggressive and methodical play from both players. I would say straight from experience-wise, Klangeby should have the upper hand here. Oh, we need an update on the draft. I can give you the draft results in the chat. One moment. It is quite close. Let's see here. Jonathan has 324 points in his draft. I am second with 325. And then Dea, the power game, is in the lead with 346 points. Dia has a very stable. He has nothing that spikes, and all of them have scored quite well. None is below 50 in Dia's roster. I am carried by Benjamin and Klangeby, who both have scored very, very well. However, Linus Wallin is underachieving a little bit. Ludwig is very much underachieving with his 47 points. And Marcus Bjerring is doing a really great game, considering he was my last pick, clocking in 44 points. So he will most likely break what we call the border of shame. The same is with Jonathan's picks. Cesar Pavlik is underperforming in his. All the others have quite nice points. But Cesar is good. He might carry home a 20 in this last game. Rolling to choose side doesn't really matter on this table since both sides are mirrored. But if you count the drops the opponent has, you can sorta milk out important placements. But both Klangeby and Daniel probably has already a predetermined setup for all their units. Yeah, Dante, you're probably correct that Dea's lead is due to he knows how good Daniel Bergström is from when he played Warhammer Fantasy. Yes. But he has made many good picks. He has no one under 50 going into the last game, and that's a very, very good place to be. So we're expecting the first drops here. We'll remove the overlay so that we can see everything. We have a melee squad, I think. I see a bike there. I can double check before the game begins. I think Daniel is a bit concerned on how cramped some of the areas are. And he's tucking in another melee squad, I think, behind the ruin. So he's putting up Helverin, 2 Helverins, 1 Warglaive, Or the melee knight, I think they're called warglaives. And another Helverin hiding behind the ruin. Another kill team hidden in the ruin. It's the infiltrating sniper team with last fusils, or whatever the mini sniper last cannons are called. And this is pretty much what we want to see, a quite aggressive setup from Daniel. He's preparing to take the center board. First turn, he knows he needs to sacrifice some of the tiny knights. But then he's probably banking on the rest doing enough damage to carry this game home. And here goes the big knight. It's kinda screened. It will not be charged, at least. Not anytime soon. And it should be safe. I don't know if it's that safe. He could drive up with a bike, teleport the shooting squad, and just shoot it down. Yeah, he should shoot it down with a single squad. I think it averages 30 wounds on a single shooting phase. So I think that can be a risky placement. That can be a dead big knight in turn 1. Here comes the Slam Chaplain. So Daniel built the Great Wall of Armigers, while Klangeby goes for the hiding behind a wall strategy. It has paid dividend this tournament. So why change a concept that works? Really hard to counter as well. The reason why this works so well is that Klangeby is not the one playing on the clock. It is his opponent, because he can stand and just keep on scoring all game long from the long vigil. Oh, we can go through the secondaries while they're setting up. Sorry, good people. I forgot to tell you what they're playing. It will not be any surprise. Mikael Klangeby plays Long Vigil, bring it down, and he's changed it to banners rather than get on an objective and push the button. The banners is probably because it's easier for him to go out, take one or two additional banners, and then force Daniel to make engagements that he doesn't really want to do, exposing his knights and then opening up for Klangeby to just mow them down. The Long Vigil, as I said earlier, that puts the opponent on the clock. He can sit in his deployment zone and just wait. So he has no need to go out and be aggressive. And bring it down is a no-brainer against knights. Daniel, he plays Renew, Oath, Yield No Ground, and Honor the House. Something we have seen most knight players play every single game. So we will speak and nothing more of that. So back to the deployment. Okay, he's considering putting his knight... No, he's not his knight, his chaplain on bike quite exposed. I guess he's... Oh, sorry everybody. It's been long 2 days. It's rough. It's rough streaming these many hours. Varumpel, go Deathwatch. Yes, we have this fantasy draft and I have Klangeby on my team. So yes, go Deathwatch. But I really hope that we can see an interesting game. Daniel has gotten the coaching. He knows what he has to do. He knows that being a coward is not an option here. It's going full pain train straight into Klangeby's face. Nothing else will work. But that chaplain on bike positioning seems a bit risky. Yeah, he needs to honor his house. He needs to push forward. Bring the pain. I'm not sure who got the first turn here. Klangeby is doing some repositioning shenanigans. Probably a smart choice. Standing on that objective would be a death sentence for the snipers. Better to put them in the other ruin so that they can do some pot shots from a distance. As we saw last game, they are quite safe. So Daniel seemed to have gotten the first turn. a little bit talking about the movement. They talked. Could you mention Michael's chapter choices each round? Sadly, I really can't. We have no mic on the table, and I don't want to disturb the players while they're playing, so we will just have to go with limited information. But if I get a chance, I will ask them when I get the points and stuff. It all depends on how fast they play. If I feel they have a good pace, so it will not be a bother, then I will start asking them. But they've traveled a long way to be here and paid good money to compete. So when they are prepared to play for our amusement, I want them to have as much fun as they possibly can, considering the stress they must be feeling at the moment. So we have a little bit of bonding going on. Not much going on, a lot of pre-measuring. He's playing some sort of stratagem. As I said earlier, I wished for a table boss from the tournament organizer, so we could keep track on what's happening on the tables. So he's moving up aggressively onto the objective. That's good. I hope he keeps on doing it on the other flank as well, because he is great. There is some commentary at least. Yeah. at least I can go out and ask them sometimes, unless they're way too stressed. Pushing up aggressively with everything. But so far he's doing the right thing. His first round, just taking as much board as he possibly can. Trying to hide himself. A little more movement, exactly as we said at the beginning of the turn. This is what he wants to do. He wants to create space for himself. He will get a counter charge and a counter shooting. It will be very, very painful. He will probably lose 3 to 4 knights. Anything else will be extreme damage. But he can count on losing 3 knights now. And yeah. Then it's all about the brawl. Who can trade up? Who? But he's saving one Helverin in the corner, I guess, to do the... yeah, it would be really nice to see the full board. Sadly, the lens can't... we can't put the camera any higher due to limitations, and the camera lens can't zoom out anymore. So we're sadly missing part of it. I am getting my own streaming equipment quite soon, and then we will fix all of these problems. I've also made it so that I can mic the players. So I'm expecting next tournament, if it's in Västerås or if it's the Grand Fanatic or the next Fanatic, then we will have a higher quality stream. It's baby steps, baby steps. Okay. Lucky that the lucky that the chat doesn't end up on the YouTube. So he's charging into the snipers. Let's see how many dice. Yeah, what an absolute mad lad charging into snipers. Crazy. Yeah, but every single kill counts. And if you can remove the sniper rifles, the plasma snipers, that would be nice. And I don't know if he's trying to bait him to send a close combat unit out into the flank in order to kill it, maybe displace it a bit, or if it's just to tie up the lasers. But so far everything seems good from Daniel's side. He's doing what he should, getting some free kills from a super turtling Deathwatch player. Yeah, looking good so far, looking good. I think it's Klangeby's turn now. He's thinking of what he wants to charge. I will double check. It looks like it's Helverins, but yeah, it's two Helverins standing on the center left objective. I don't really know what I think about him sacrificing Helverins onto the objective, because the mini close combat knights don't really do the damage to the Space Marines. So it feels like it would be better just to sacrifice the melee knights and then keep the Helverins to shoot them off the objective afterwards. And if he's real unlucky here, he might actually lose both of those knights. We will see what he thinks about the knight on the right hand side. How he's gonna deal with that, if he shoots it or if he just sends a melee unit out there to punch it to death. Hard to say right now. Sending out the shooting squad. Yes, exactly what's supposed to happen. He kicked the hornet's nest and the hornets have come out to do the damage. He will probably send his captain in there somewhere and pop the reroll wound to everything in that blob. He probably wants to kill four small knights this turn. Yeah, he's sending out everything. All the damage has come out to play, so he's probably aiming to kill the warglaive, the rightmost warglaive, with the shooting there. Yeah, exactly. He wants to see the warglaive. He's stating intent. He wants to see who sees what. Will be interesting to see what type of damage he can do now. But I wonder where the other melee units are. I will run out and have a quick look where the second melee unit is hiding. So the second close combat squad is hiding in the ruins on the right hand side, if I'm not mistaken. The left hand side ruin, sorry. Some distance measuring going on here. So let's see here. Where will the shooting start? This game will be going on until 4:15, so they have plenty of time. They can take their sweet time in these early turns. A little bit more of a measuring going on here, just to make sure that everybody gets the aura when he pops it and gives everything a rerolled wound. Yeah, moving up. I think it's a close combat unit. I need to double check that. So yeah, it's a melee unit going up to kill the rightmost Helver in there. No real surprises. It looks... Well, it's hard to say if it looks good for Deathwatch at the moment. Both of the players are exactly where they should be. The Deathwatch have everything in a huge bubble, like they should. They're a bit spread out. I think everything will have the reroll wounds on bolters this turn, but I'm not quite certain. I suppose I can't think Klangeby would give up rerolling wounds on the right-hand shooting squad. But we can at least, I guess, 4 small knights will die now. He will shoot down one knight with one squad, damage another knight with the shooting from the melee squads, and then charge and kill another squad with both of the melee marines. So I suspect 4 dead Helverins or Warglaves. That's good that we're getting some love for Daniel as well. Daniel needs all the love he can get at the moment. He's gonna take a lot of punishment. As So he has chosen his first target. And here comes the bucket of dices and all the rerolls in the universe. Yes, he's rolling the traditional reroll hits, reroll wounds from his shooting attacks, and he's just milking those 5s. So we will have a whole... I suppose he rotated Iron Shields. I think I saw him spend a CP, so 4 ups. Looks good. Looks really good. Only 2 failed so far. 3 saved. Here comes the second salvo. That's a lot of wounds. Or it was the hits of the rerolls. It's impressive how many wounds he can milk out from ordinary bolters. But if he keeps on rolling those 4-up saves, then he's golden. The first salvo did barely nothing. Oh, here we go. We have at least 4, what I can see. So 4 more wounds. No lethal damage, but it's a dent. I expected to see more. But there's still more bullets to fly. Maybe he won't kill 4 then, maybe just 3 of them. Rerolling those wounds. So 6 more wounds. Oh, he's saving so much. This is great. 1 single wound. Daniel is weathering the storm right now. If he keeps this up, if he keeps on making those 4+ saves, then he might be able to punish the castling tactic of Klang here. Yes. Should be a lot more shots though. I can see Klangeby through the door here. He looks focused. He's licking his lips. sign of stress in the Swedish male. Either that or he's hungry. God only knows. Keeps on shooting a few shots, makes the saves. So he's spreading up the damage. So 7 wounds of both of the knights in the bottom right hand side corner. Now he's thinking about dealing some damage to the huge blob of 5 Helverins up there. We can take up the overlay now. The battle has transitioned over to the center of the tables. We won't be hiding that much anyway. There we go. Sorry everybody, I just noticed we are not in the pre-game phase, we're still in turn 1. Bottom of turn 1. But we haven't seen that massive damage that he dealt to Sami in the last game. Because Daniel is making those saves. Okay, we have 1 or 2 failed saves. You can't really see due to the ruin. So I think that was 3 failed saves. Going down to a single wound. I wonder if you're gonna leave that guy alone now and just accept that it's one wound knight. Klangeby seems to be in deep contemplation. I can't see Daniel's face, but I suspect he's a bit nervous. He wants to keep on making these armor saves because Klangeby only kills 1 or 2, probably 2 knights in melee. Then he's in a very good position. He can move them back, try playing them on the objectives instead. And then send out some fresh knights to start dealing with this Death Watch, making it possible for his big knight to come out and play. A lot of thinking going on here. I will go and double check the wounding. I think it's 7 wounds, 1 wound, and 9 wounds, but I will double check. Okay, so now he's unleashing with the last shooting squad, and he's making a big... the knight on the left, you mean the one on the top left objective? Everything should be alive. Klangeby hasn't killed anything yet. But now he's making a final split fire with his shooting squad. Ah, the one hiding behind the ruin. No, it's not dead yet. Yeah, it's not dead yet. But the close combat unit is moving up on it, and I can't see it possibly surviving. 3 heavy thunderhammers can really do some work. But now he's split firing into all of the damaged knights, at least 3 of them, hoping that he can... I think he's planning on killing all of them with this salvo. Those armor saves. Boom, boom, 2 dead. Okay, we're looking at 4 dead. 4 dead Helverins slash... yeah, mini knights. It's easier just calling them mini knights in the first turn. Ouch, ouch, ouch. If you manage to kill the last wounded guy, then charge. Oof. But Daniel still, he's made the right choice. He needs to push. Yeah, it's a massive blow. If the knights can survive the melee afterwards, then sure, fine, but oh lord, he's taking a lot of damage. A bit more, like I talked to Klangeby before, he's counting on killing 3, but now it looks more like killing 4 or 5, and that would just be games, because then Daniel would have lost so many assets. A whole bucket of saves. But he's kind of on the ball with armor saves, but it's not enough. Boom, another one bites the dust. He has lost the entire right hand flank. I will double check if he has something hidden outside of camera view. No, he does not. What we see is what he got. So 6 more, sorry. I forgot about one standing next to the clock. But here comes the charge. He tags both of them. Okay. Maybe he's planning on killing one of them and injuring the other, tying them both up. Then he will hold that objective. Daniel will go into turn 2 with a single objective. Oh, maybe he's probably tagging the one in the top left corner as well, so he will at least have 2 of them. That gives him 4 victory points. probably done the retrieve data action, so that will be another 2 points. But man, it doesn't look too good for the Knights. Klangeby is punching and shooting his way to another victory. And I think when I asked them after the game, they will say as well that he took going up is the correct answer, but the damage he took was just way too high. The secondaries, I can show it to you in a while here. Let's see. We can punch it up on the screen. Klangeby, Long Vigil, Bring It Down, and Banners. Daniel Bergström has Renew Oath, Yield No Ground, and Honor the House. But Daniel says, I think he has snuck into the... Nah, he hasn't snuck into deployment yet. Because he needs to be fully within his deployment zone, and he is not. Klangeby will be able to push him out. He will succeed with honoring the move forward and not turn back. Secondary for the Knights. But yeah, I will update the victory points after Klangeby is done and we go into turn 2. So let's see if these knights can survive the melee onslaught. Highly doubt it though. Down to 4 wounds. That might have been it. He's checking heroic intervention. It's too far away. So no sneaky free punches. Yep, he's done there. It didn't kill it, but it's crippled. Down to 4 wounds. Tied down, sort of kind of boxed in. If he wants to fall back, then he needs to run straight back, because I don't think he will fit between the small squad in the lower right hand side and the ruin. So yeah, the right hand side is secured. The left hand side is not secured yet, but we will see what happens if he kills one of them. An absolutely brutal turn 1 for Daniel. He really needs both of them to survive now. Cool. Yeah, I was about to say the same. Go, Daniel. Come on. The first one is down. The undamaged one just go down just like that. Those heavy thunder hammers, man. So brutal. Wow, wow, wow. This is spiraling out of control. Such a brutal blow. And the worst part is Daniel. Oof. Oof. This is not good. How many did he lose now? Was it 5? 5 small knights in one single turn. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The status. This is the end of the first turn. I'm going to check the scoring as soon as they're done. It is the final game between Mikael Klangeby and Daniel Bergström. They've both been on the stream earlier. Both of them gave us good games, but Klangeby with his castle style death watch, it's just so brutal to watch. It causes so much damage and it forces you to move forward. You have no real options because if you wait, you will just lose on secondaries. Oh. Oh, so I thought they had fought that close combat. Or was it just a consolidation? Yeah, they fought that close combat. Daniel strikes back. 3 hits. 3 wounds. I think. Yeah, 3 wounds. 1 dead. 2 dead. So the 2 storm shields are going down. But yeah, the status is this is the end of the first turn. The knight has lost, I think it's 5 knights now. 5 small knights. Completely lost control of the right hand side of the table. Also losing control on the left hand side of the table. The knights got the first turn. And they did what they could. They pushed forward. Tried to, just forcing Klangeby to engage as soon as possible to minimize the free scoring he gets from the long vigil. Yeah, brutal turn 1. I think they have switched over to turn 2 now, so we'll go and double check the scoring. Be right back. Yeah, I am back with this. Back with the scoring. Let's see here. Command points and scoring. Let's add it. For Klangeby, wearing the blue trousers, 11 victory points. And for Daniel, in the red trousers, 8 points. This is the end of turn 1 scoring, so it's not, no primaries are counted yet. So now we're going into Daniel, turn 2. But yeah, rough, losing 5 knights just like that. Not good. Would have been better if he lost like 3 knights would have been acceptable at least. 0 knights is of course preferable. But if he lost only 3 knights, well, sure. It wouldn't have been game, then it would be in a fight. But now, after losing 5 knights and dealing close to no damage, it's going to be uphill. But knights can do quite a lot of damage. With a bit of clever play, he can probably nuke quite a lot. And we're still playing a 20-0 system, so just winning is not winning enough. You need to win. I think both of them really want to win with 50 points more than their opponent, just to be certain to stay in the top, because we have a lot of players that are kind of close-ish to them. So if they play a draw, then both of them are risking to lose their top position. Whoever's gonna win this wants to win it big. Winning it small is not an option. I think Daniel is now reconstructing his plan in his mind. I think Daniel also wants to know a little bit of the capabilities of the different units, especially now when he felt the true power of the Deathwatch pain train. It was a tight squeeze. Really, really tight squeeze to get that knight through that crack. We talked about the table beforehand, and he asked me, can I fit my knights through these gaps? And I told him, yes, if you can't, you're supposed to. Because we don't want to build a cheesy table where all of a sudden a knight player can't move anywhere. It would just be dumb. If people wonder what he's doing, he's just checking if he can fit his model through there. For all knight players, I would suggest buying just an additional base in, I think it's 100 millimeter for small knight, then a big knight base, just to use as a reference when you're moving. It's so easy. Now we don't really need a spare base because he lost over half his small knights in the first turn, but it's a good thing to have when you go to a tournament. So I double checked their command points. They have 3 command points each. This means having 3 command points open up a few possibilities for Klangeby. He can play transhuman. He can go for an interrupt in melee, or he can save. At least he can spend 1 command point on a transhuman, go up to 3, and then have a auto wound on hits on one of his shooter units. And I think this turn he might actually go for the big knight, maybe, if he gets a chance. All depends on how Daniel moves with some of his knights here. I think he feels quite happy having the knight in the top left hand side corner being tucked into that ruin. It is at least one objective. And I think he's gonna charge in with the small knight that's close to the objective, and then try to make a path for his big knight to come in and join the fun. Because he's kind of gotten into the situation where he needs to commit it, even though it's very, very risky. Like the shooting squad that's next to the ruin on the right hand side. If it gets teleported over to the knight and gets blasting with all the buffs, it averages around 30 wounds. I think it's something like that. I think it's like 30 or 40 wounds. Daniel is looking for any possibility to claw his way back into this game. I will double check their score while they are thinking. Well, Klangeby is in a secure lead on 78 points. Tournament points then. Then we have Daniel on 68. Bergström then. And then we have Daniel Hesselberg on 66. Alexander Molin on 65. Tim Nordin on 64. Benjamin Hyvnen on 63. Yeah, as you can hear, a lot of people are above 60 battle points. So even if this is going to be a loss for Daniel here, he really wants to make it a close one. As close as draw as possible so that he can keep his position. to the other players. Otherwise, he will probably be pushed down quite a bit. Well, while he's measuring, I will just go and get me some coffee because I feel how my voice is breaking. Be right back, good folks. Yes, so I return in the shooting phase. Now I have my cup of joe in a little plastic cup. So now let's see. Can the last 5 tiny knights and the big knight claw back? So he's searching for targets with his big knight, electing to go for the laser snipers. Hello, Kaffepuffen. Howdy, howdy. And welcome to the stream. Yeah, as we can see here, it took quite a beating. Losing half of his small knights kind of dampened the firepower that he can throw back. And most most of the things that he left alive are the close combat. The close combat small knights, because he knows that those will do less damage to him. He went straight for the Helverins, killed all of them, apart from one that was hiding behind the ruin on the home objective. So I will take a quick walk around the table to see what is hidden inside of the ruins. Be right back. It ain't really anything hidden anywhere. What we see is what we get. There is a watchmaster underneath the, or at least I think it's a watchmaster hiding underneath the snipers. But apart from that, nothing is hidden. I see a lot of shots fired, but I don't see a lot of casualties. It's not looking good. I would like to see at least something die from this shooting. Like at least like halving a unit or something. But I suppose those storm shields are doing their job. So we have the charge with the big Babalooza going in to deliver the big punches. And I guess the Tiny Knight is following suit. Or is it? Yeah, he's charging the Tiny Knight as well, why not? If he interrupts, then he interrupts. Miss. So let's see how many guys the Big Knight can sweep. Sami succeeded in killing all 10 of them in one single swoop, but that was a melee kitted Big Knight. This is not. This is just a ordinary small guy. And chat, if you have any questions, feel free to ask about a matchup. Or if you're interested in joining us next time in, I think it's April, we will have the next game. If you feel like going to Umeå is a bit far, we will also have a team tournament in Stockholm next. It's sometime in spring at least, I don't remember exactly when. But here we go, we have, was it 4 dead? Consolidating towards the other unit. Not in melee though, I think. He can... Is Klangeby interrupting, or what is going on? I don't see him touching his command points. So Klangeby is splitting the attacks. Some of them goes into the tiny knight, and the others go into the big knight. I'm not sure which one is the heavy thunderhammer, but we will see. Whatever dice had the heavy thunderhammer. Six wounds left. Probably not the thunderhammer then. Keeps on going. With the reroll. 2 armor saves, 1 failed. Bit depending on what weapon it was. Okay, it's dead. Does it explode? Nope. Boom! Another one bites the dust. Bunch more saves. I think he's doing the extra attack strat. So here we go. Now he wants to sweep those guys. Oh, well, it should be enough. That should be a dead squad. Oh, so it wasn't the entire squad? Oh no. I think he wants to... Yeah, exactly. He wants to pull the squad. Oh, it's not out of melee. I will double check what he has saved. I guess it's the 2 thunderhammers, but you're never certain. Yeah, he saved both of the thunderhammers, so it's 2 heavy thunderhammers. And that was the top of turn 2. Now it's over to... Okay, we're not done punching. Oh right, we forgot the tiny knight on the right hand side. That's still a combat that needs to be resolved. But yeah, this will be the end of the top of turn 2. That was a strange sentence. So So we're now going into another one dead. Oof. So now we have 3 small knights left, yeah, and the big knight. And Klangeby is yet to lose a single squad. The melee squad is still there fighting. Oh, did he consolidate into close combat with the shooting squad? I think it actually has 2 aggressors in it. Ouchie. Yeah, the third is in top left. If I remove the overhead, you will see it better. 1 second. There, now you can see it in the top left corner. But it's more or less a useless asset. Because it needs to stand there just to get some primary points. So it's no problem. It's more or less useless. It's just standing there getting him a few primary points, but they're only in turn 2. It's not like Klangeby has a lack of resources that can go over there and mop it up. And he still has the teleport. The teleport relic on the bike chaplain, so I can just advance up, teleport in like the melee squad, charge it, and really mess it up. Or if he can get line of sight, of course, he can just plop down a shooting squad and shoot it to bits. But he can wait with that. If it goes forward, well, then it will just die. If it stays there, it will die eventually. Right now, we just need to take care of the big guy, and that's no problem. Especially if he still has 3 command points, going up to 4 in his turn. So Daniel just said, now it's your turn. Yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning, it turned out to be a really bloody and quick game, quick into the action. We will probably still see maybe Klangeby can table Daniel in turn 4, but it depends on how careful Daniel is with his knights. A lot of talking going on. Not really sure what they're talking about. I think they're doing a bit of talking the game, so to speak. They're just going through what's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen. So he's running away with the snipers, taking objective down there. Probably gonna raise some banners. He's marking out the banners now. Still a lot of talking, not a lot of action. Okay, he's committing to a fallback. So he wants to shoot both of them to death, I guess. Or yeah, he could probably just take the melee squad. When he have the jump pack and the bike, he gets so much movement and mobility with the melee kill teams. So he can probably just skim the melee unit up towards the small knight and commit all the shooting into the big Babaloosa. Make sure it goes down. Okay, the last surviving guy is raising a banner because he's holding the objective. He is obsec on the entire army. A little bit of fallback. Moving the shooter unit up to the objective and into line of sight of yeah, well, everything. I'm quite certain most of them see the small knights, but I suspect that they're going for the biggie. Here they go. Yep, the bike is leading the charge. Jump packs are falling behind 2 inches. And the foot sloggers. Aren't we missing a few pieces here? Yeah, here comes the jump packs. Pew, poop. Pew, poop. And yes, everybody, it's important to make sound effects when you're playing analog war games. And if you missed any of the games, the games will be available probably later tonight on my YouTube channel, Rather Done Than Perfect. And within a week, I suspect we will also have them up on Fantasia North's YouTube channel as well. So if you missed any of the games, then you can go back and watch them. I suggest watching... I think the most interesting game, apart from watching Klangeby pick apart knights with bolters, which has been quite interesting to see, I would suggest everybody go and look up Ludwig Advin versus Daniel Hesselberg. A prime example of how you play when you are the underdog. And that's a Eldar jetbike list versus Imperial Knights, and it was like one of the best players in Sweden that piloting the Knights. It's a very, very entertaining game, very interesting to watch. Here we go. He plays wounding on hits, and he's targeting the big knight with his shooting squad. I expect the big knight to go kaboomas, because it has rerolls, real to hits, and all hits on 2s, and all hits are automatic wounds. Or I suspect he hits on 2s. It varies depending on how many buffs he puts on them. Okay, a lot of talking all of a sudden. Do we have a dead knight or do we not have a dead knight? I will go out and see what they're talking about. Be right back. Alright, he was just... Daniel was... The big knight is dead from the auto-wounding on hits. So he was considering if he's gonna punch the big red button and auto-explode the big knight. Probably just to snipe the model standing on the objective. Well, so he detonated 8 inches, he will be hitting everything close to him, 2 of his own. Oh, he didn't kill him? Feel no pains, I guess. Oh, nothing happened. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, everybody, I guess this will be over in... Not over in turn 3, but it will be a few quick rounds after this. He didn't remove the last guy on the objective, so he has 4 objectives. Banners all over the place. This will be a massacre. And they also split the fire, so that wasn't even all of the shots, and it's just one shot at the knight. And now a bunch of shots into the small guy. Oh, he survived, at least, with... Is it another one with 1 wound? He had so many knights on just 1 wound. I need to double check that. It looks like a 1. Yes, the small knight now has just 1 wound remaining. So after a charge, if it even survives the shooting that's left, Daniel will go down to 2 single knights. Oh my lord, oh, he's just 1 single knight left at the bottom, turn 2. Oh, the guy laughing in the background is Hesselberg, the former ITC captain of the Swedish team. Yeah, this is just a massacre. I will see if I can get the guys on an interview after the game. They should have plenty of time, but you never know. Some people are camera shy. Exargy, yeah, he really popped those knights. He popped them good. Here comes the charge. And there it dies. 1 single knight left in one of the corners. Let's see if we get the handshake here at the bottom of turn 2. Personally, I am the kind of player who keeps on playing until everything is dead, but I would understand if the towel was thrown in right now. No, the towel is not thrown. I will go and check the points. Be right back. Yes, as mentioned, he will not throw in the towel. He will fight to the bitter end. The current victory points are, let's double check here, Mikael Klangeby at 28. Not command points. He has 1 command point. Let's see here, victory points. 28 for Klangeby. That's including the bring it down points. And 21 for Daniel so far. Not the command points again. That's my mistake. I think he has 1 command point going into this, and he has 21. So it was kind of a close game up to this turn, but now we know what's gonna happen. He will get tabled, and then Klangeby will score all of the banners, all of the mains, all the secondaries, because he can't really get into his deployment zone when he doesn't have any models. Yeah. We are in turn 3, top turn 3, and this will be the last turn. Technically. It will be the last turn with 2 players on the table. It was a very, very, very bloody game. Quick aggression, and I think that was the correct answer from the Knights. If he would try to play it slower, he would just lose by even more. He can't really bait the Death Watch pieces. He needed to take the initiative. He did, and then he just fell apart. I guess the Knights were made in China or something. Yeah, not much to say here. We are looking at the winner of the Fantasia Fanatic number 42 doing his last moves to close up this last game in turn 3. Klangeby was already in a decisive lead with over 10 battle points more than Daniel that is facing off against right now. He will skyrocket even higher and will be impossible for anyone to catch up to. Congratulations to Klangeby. Daniel, however, will be pushed down because this will be a massive loss. So it will be a battle for the 2nd and 3rd place now, and it's basically anyone's game. Everyone down to like the probably even 10th place can snipe it. No, not the 10th place, but at least the top 8 have a good chance of getting into the top 3 if they play a really good game and are lucky. If the other play really close games and someone spikes really hard, then they might get into 2nd or 3rd. Pop, the last guy, is off the table. Now Klangeby will just play out the turn, see how much he can score. I don't know if they're actually gonna play it or they will just talk through it. Be right back. So yeah, they will just count up the last points. It's pretty obvious that Klangeby will win with a 20-0 victory here. Interesting game, bloody game, and if chat has any questions for Klangeby or Daniel Bergström, then write it in the comment section while they are cleaning up, and if you have any questions I will pull them into the streaming booth and make them answer your questions.